I heard a messed up story from Tina Turner, Ike Turner story.
Yeah, they're both gone.
It was
Tina's still here. Did Tina Turner die?
Tina's still here, right?
I fact-checked these two guys. I thought that she died.
She died May 24th, 2023.
Are you kidding me?
You
How
gotta
big
be
a fan are
joking
you,
me.
Tim?
Good evening, and welcome to the Riffs and
Rhythms Podcast. I'm Paul Robertson.
And I'm Kevin McLoughlin. How you doing, Paul?
Doing great. It's a whole new month and lots of things going on. And yeah, we talked about, I think, a couple weeks ago about the 250th anniversary.
250. 250.
That's right.
And we're lucky
250.
enough to have Mr. Patrick T. O'Donnell.
That's right.
Tim O'Donnell, to those of you who know him, back on the show.
Looking mighty fine there.
Thank you. I'm dressed up tonight.
Yeah.
Rock on. Love the hat, man. Very
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you.
Did any of you guys watch that White House UFC fight?
I did not. I heard about it. I heard it was epic.
I, too, only heard about it.
The upset with the title fight.
Justin Gaethje, Ilya Tapora.
Is that who it was?
Are you into UFC?
That was such a good fight. That whole event was so rad. It was good. I've been a combat sports guy since I've been a kid. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah, my dad was an old school Golden Glove boxer dude. I kind of grew up hitting bags and him teaching me how to swat
Back to the
things.
bags. We can't do an episode without
I know, we
bags.
can't talk about it. Go all the way back to the
This
bags.
is back to back.
No, but
Bag to
I've
bag.
always been into it.
Was it a ball bag you were punching?
No.
It's full of sawdust, right?
Here we go.
It was
Jeez.
something.
Man.
Sorry about that.
No, but yeah, no, it was I was torn about the event because I've never been. This has nothing to do with politics, but I just think that our whole political system spends way too much money. So whether it's any event that takes place at the White House, if it's the Rolling Stones or Aretha Franklin or whatever, I just think that maybe they should go do a concert at a concert hall. And when I heard that this was going to happen, I was just like, man. But I did tune in for the fights because I like the fights and the cinematography, the production, the everything about it was pretty amazing. It was something else to watch. I was like, wow, it was cool. It was cool watching the fighters come through the White House and going by all the pictures of the presidents on the wall.
Yeah, apparently they all had their own green room in the White House.
It was crazy. It must have been so crazy with those
Yeah,
guys.
that had to be awesome.
But then
Imagine the Lincoln bedroom as your
oh
green room.
gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
Funny story about the White House. Years and years ago, they had. I was working at the South Florida Fair, and they had a live, like I don't know, whatever
Scale.
mini scale replica of the White House
At this fair?
at the fair, and it was the official mini replica. Like whenever they changed the decor, they would send them all the fabric scraps so they could upholster all the furniture and their mini furniture. It was like up to date, perfect.
Again, waste of freaking money. But anyway, that's all right. So yeah.
Well, it was a fair exhibit,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, not the fair. I'm talking
It's
about the White House.
remodeling.
Yeah. So
Now, of course, everybody's, when you become president, you can't use the last president's upholstery. That's just gross.
gross.
Anyway.
Imagine sitting on Clinton's seat.
Yeah, right. No,
Clinton's seat.
thanks. So I bring my son, who was, I don't know, 6 or 8 at the time. And we're going through the exhibit hall, and we come to this White House, and he was all excited. I'm like, that's my son. He's all excited about government and politics. And this was the era of Bill Clinton being president. So he's all excited about this White House, and he looks, circles and circles. Finally, he zeroes in, and he's looking. He's like, Dad, look. It's the Oval Office. That's where they did it.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
How old was he?
He's like 6 or 8 years
Oh,
old.
my
I'm
God.
like, oh, my gosh.
Lord.
That was everywhere.
He could have been talking about anything.
Oh no,
That's when they signed that bill.
he was. He had to be like maybe he was 8 or 10, but anyway, he's old enough to understand what happened in the Oval Office.
Jeez. No, the fights were good. Every fight was super good. It was, and the final fight was crazy because the guy, Ilya Tapora, he's one of the new school, up and coming guard guys. His last 3 fights, he's knocked out guys that are considered top pound for pound guys. And he knocked all 3 of these guys out. Charles Oliveira, I can't remember I think anyway, he smashed these dudes, and he's super cocky, super handsome guy. I think he's from, is he from Spain? I think he's from Spain. So he looks like a real handsome football player. You get him back into the
Soccer
World Cup stuff, soccer thing. But he came out looking so handsome, nice beard, and his eyebrows are all pretty and everything. And
How long can you stay looking good being a UFC fighter?
that's the thing. I mean, this guy's undefeated in the UFC, which
So he's never had his face bashed in?
never had his face bashed
Metro.
in.
Is he a Metro?
Maybe.
Good looking.
Dude, he's good looking dude. Like, he's just a good looking guy. And then Justin Gaethje, on the other hand, not a good looking guy. Like, it looks like his ears got smashed between 2 cast iron skillets, and
He's got the cauliflower ear.
he's all jacked up looking, and he's got he's got like 7 losses and all this kind of stuff. But he's tough. He's a tough dude. And they went in there and they started fighting. I should have put money on the fight, man. But anyway, I didn't put any money on the fight because I didn't think Justin was going to win. I wanted Justin to win. Justin's the American, though, and you're thinking White House and 250, and like they were trying to find American fighters for this card, but the majority of fighters are Brazilian or from Russia, like the good ones now. And so anyway, one guy from America won, Sean Shane O'Malley, beat this dude, and then all the other dudes were from different countries for the most part, and then Gaethje goes in there, and first round they're duking it out, and Gaethje ended up cutting the dude over his eye, over his
The Spanish dude?
the Spanish dude over his left eye, and the dude was acting kind of like it bothered him, and then the dude almost knocked him out in round 1. He hit him with a couple liver punches. Somehow Gaethje held in there, and then this round 2, the guy came out with a vengeance. Gaethje kept catching him with like a right hand, and he cut him over his right eye, and but the guy ended up taking him down, almost choked him out, almost got him in a DR's choke. Like, it was, and I didn't think Gaethje was going to make it. Gaethje's a college wrestler, so he's real good on the ground, but you don't like to be down there. But he made it through the second round, and then in the third round, Gaethje anyway, end of the fight. Fight ends in between round 4 and 5. The guy couldn't get up off his stool. He had a broken nose and 2 broken orbital bones.
Oof.
And Gaethje just pounded his face off. And the American guy that was 6-1 underdog won the fight. It was like a true Rocky moment.
Awesome.
And it was just crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's the story that I heard. It was.
Oh, the other American guy that won, that Hokit guy,
Yeah.
he's the guy that said Michelle Obama looks like
He's a man.
yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy's.
There's a lot of debate about that.
So it was so funny because it was
Many
so
people are saying.
It was so funny because everybody gets mad, at this guy, and they're like, "Oh, like all the MAGA people." Like, if you were to poll the UFC and ask what they thought about this guy, he's probably got Hokit's got probably a 2% approval rating. Like, everybody just wants to see the guy get smashed. But that's why the guy sells tickets, because he talks all kinds of crazy stuff so people go see him
Riled
fight
Yeah.
because they want to see him get smashed.
It's the McGregor method.
It's the McGregor method. Yeah. So, it was cool. Pereira got beat, which was kind of a bummer. He moved up to heavyweight. Alex Pereira, he could have been the first ever 3 division champion, but he just he moved up to heavyweight. His last fight he fought light heavyweight, which is lower than 205. This fight he was like 260.
Wow.
And he just looked goofy to me. And the guy caught him. It's weird, man. Even in boxing, when you see guys move up in weight, You know, if you look at Roy Jones or all those guys, right? Roy Jones as a middleweight or super middleweight, unstoppable, but he just moved up to heavyweight, you know, to fight heavyweight. Even like James Toney did that, you know, but there's just something to be said about when you're 18 years old and you already weigh 200 pounds. You got big bones and there's, you know, you can put on muscle weight and you can put on all that weight, but you're not built like the person that's just with the giant fist and the giant bones.
Yeah.
I think Alex Pierre learned a rough lesson on that because he was again one of the best pound for pound fighters there's probably ever been, you know. But he got knocked out in the I think it was the second round.
Ouch.
So, but yeah, a lot of guys I thought were going to win lost, but I couldn't believe Gaethje won. It was cool. And he's just funny. If you just listen to that guy, he's just such a normal human. You know, he's just a normal dude that just likes to get punched in the face. So.
So my introduction to UFC fighting is, I think, unique because being a musician, I would walk into bars for my show and always a UFC fight on the TV.
Always, yeah.
And every single time, and now this is just my perspective, but every single time I looked up to see a UFC fight, the image was exactly the same. One dude on his back with his knees up near his ears.
Yeah.
Another dude laying on top of him, punching him in the side of the head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is he saying? Like, say my name, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, how does this not look gay to everybody? Like, what the hell is this shit?
It's pretty gay looking, yeah.
Like, why would I want to watch that? Like, I don't need to see that. They got whole internet channels for that. I don't need
Yeah.
Sounds
well,
like
that's
a-
what's funny about Gaethje. Gaethje's like he's like a all-American Justin Gaethje. Gaethje. Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna fuck you up when he watches this episode, Devin.
Oh, I hope I never run into that guy. He's gonna punch me in the face now.
He's gonna hit
Gaethje's
Devin.
gonna-
But nobody knows what Devin looks like, so he's the
I heard he
don't see
comes
what
to
I look
Florida sometimes. You gotta look out for a guy with a cauliflower ear. You better run.
Those guys can fight. I can tell you that.
Yeah, but the thing there's certain guys like Gaethje, like Justin Gaethje, like Sean Strickland, like there's certain guys they're like these black belt jiu-jitsu, like all American wrestlers, and they don't like to go to the ground. They just want to fight, you know, and that's what's funny about them, you know, like if there's like a grappler guy that takes them down, they're like, I just want to get up. And, But the thing is they're good on the ground, like Gaethje or Sean Strickland also. Sean Strickland in his last fight, he looked amazing in his last fight because the guy took him down. This guy was Kamzat here we go. Kamzat Chimaev. He's he's not a Dagestani guy, but he like has that discipline. And this guy is one of the best ground wrestlers ever. But he took Sean down a couple times, but Sean just kept getting up. He's like, I don't want to do this crotch sniffing thing, dude. I just want to let's fight. Let's fight, you know?
Yeah.
I
And
do. I
Sean
don't really
won the title.
follow UFC, but that is one of the things I respect about it a lot is the mixed aspect of it, of the different disciplines and different
Yeah.
martial arts coming to compare and contrast with each
Yes.
other, and different people with different specialties having to defend against a completely different.
Yeah, to me, it's amazing. It's like it's just like, I mean, maybe that's this whole what's that Steven Spielberg movie that came out a while ago?
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. Like maybe with the aliens and the spindly people and they got no genitals and they're all smart and stuff. Maybe that's what we're getting away from. Maybe we're getting away from this masculinity thing, you know.
Yeah.
But there's this biological thing to me. To me, there's a biological thing about being a man and two men go in a room and who's going to walk out,
Yeah.
regardless of how it weighs out. And I think the UFC I think that's the draw of the UFC to particular people, because there's still this biological, you know, this ape thing that we have going on, like, you know, and
Well, the gladiatorial games have never gone away.
they've never gone
They
away.
just get a different logo every
Yeah,
once in a
you
while.
know. So to me, there's certain guys that are just, and when you start getting into that echelon of people, like he doesn't even fight in the UFC no more, but John Jones, if you took John Jones against any heavyweight karate wrestler, boxer, whatever, if you like if you stick two men with 8 billion people on Earth and two men go in a room, who's walking out? Like, he's probably the baddest dude on the earth outside of somebody with knives or guns, you know? But when it comes to
hands,
and for me, that's like, to me, that's pretty heavy, man. That's why I like combat sports. I'm just like, holy shit, man. So
adding on to on that topic, I think it's interesting that combat sports, particularly UFC, is one of the only sports that I think of, well, one of the few where the women's division is like equally as interesting and respected as the men's.
Mm-hmm.
So people always joke about like how nobody cares about like WNBA or like women's soccer and stuff. Like, people do care, but when it comes to like combat sports, people really care.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to get in a
those
fight with
ladies
any of
fight.
those women.
But I think that's hard, Devin, is that I know where you're going, but the analogy is right. Single individual sports to team sports. And what was it? Did they already fight? Was Rousey and is that Holmes?
It was Rousey and that other lady. That was a couple weeks ago on that Jake Card fight.
Okay.
Or that Jake Paul fight. And Rousey armbarred her in like 16 seconds or whatever. I can't remember that lady's name. It's not Holly Holmes. But she was like a legend back in the...
Carano.
Yeah.
So the other,
Gina
the other,
Gina
yeah, the
Carano.
other
Gina
actress.
Carano.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we go do UFC and then go be in a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, and there's a way to... I mean, a lot of it is you know, selling... That's another funny thing about that. For me, people that talk a ton, like the Josh Hawkins or the Conor McGregors, you know, or even, I mean, you can't knock on Floyd Mayweather. He always talked a lot of smack, but he retired undefeated, so he backed it up. Whereas like Conor McGregor lost his last 4 fights in the UFC. Well, he won one against Don Cerrone, but he lost to Mayweather in a boxing fight, and then he got knocked out by
I watched that fight.
Yeah,
where were we?
he got knocked out by the dude from New Orleans, Dustin Poirier. And then the next fight, he kicked him and his leg broke and he couldn't stand up no more, Conor McGregor. So Conor McGregor is making a comeback, I guess. He's coming back. But who knows? He's old now. But that's the thing. Like, so it's funny, like, it goes back to that whole musician thing. The musician that dresses up with all the makeup and all the sparklers and all the pyrotechnics, and they kind of suck. Like, I don't have a lot of respect for those types of musicians. Then there's certain musicians that are just, doesn't matter what they wear, you're just enamored by how good they are. You know, I would put like, you know, certain musicians in that thing. Like, if you were to look at like a guy like Danny Gatton or a guy like John Pearson, he's another one. Like, he showed up, he played a couple gigs with us. He just looks like a dude that walked off the street, and he just comes up, and you're just like, not John Pearson, the dude oh man, I can't think of his Jack Pearson. Jack Pearson
From the Allman Brothers.
From the Allman Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, he showed up on a couple gigs. He just looks like a dude walking off the street, you know, and he comes and plays slide guitar on his, you know, and we're just like, dude, the dude's just murdering, you know. And so I have like an utmost respect for musicians like that they don't have to worry about the appearance aspect of it because they're so good. But when it comes to combat sports, that's the guys I like the most. The guys that just, like, they don't talk a lot of stuff. You know, the guys that just go and smash people and never say anything. That's the cool thing about combat sports to me. Because it doesn't matter what you look like, dude.
They're for business.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, but again, when it comes to selling tickets to an event, the Ronda Rouseys and the Conor McGregors and the Josh Hokits and those are the guys.
They're building the hype.
So we talked a little bit about that last week, right? About bands and what they get paid and people that draw crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Should we think about telling the local musicians here to start creating some drama?
That'd be good,
Something,
man.
you know, it's kind of, you know, smack talking.
That'd be awesome.
That's what we should do.
That's what we should do. I should be
smack
like
talk head cutting sessions.
I should be at a gig and be like playing the gig, and I can be like, yeah, there's this guy in town, like Kevin McLoughlin. Yeah,
Funny.
He sucks.
that guy
And we
fucking
should trash
sucks.
each other for like a month. And then
just like we
do
show
like
up on a gig, it's a
do a head
full
cutting session.
shred
Yeah.
fest. You know?
That's
That's
what
the way to do it.
We should definitely do that.
You should show. Then he just shows up like there, and then it's like this.
I've been
tension.
looking for a new person to do the
Guitar slinger.
the guitar slinger shootout.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I actually
That would
had
be
an
a good way
idea
to do it.
for Ghost on the Aux a couple years ago. I had an idea of playing into this, basically, like taking local people, local artists and stuff that have beef with each other and putting them both on the podcast and basically mediating them hashing it out.
That'd be
Whatever.
a good idea. You know, if you want to do that, call me because there's a lot of people I'd like to hash some shit out with online.
Be the Jerry Springer of the musical world.
That'd be cool, man. You know, especially like some of the bar owners and some.
Oh yeah, everybody will show up
booking
for
agents,
that.
like, come on, bitch.
Get on here so we can prove how dumb you are.
Yeah, I mean the
I
problem
don't
is
think
like
that's
all
gonna
I
be
can
a
do
big
is
drop.
talk. I can't fight. That's the problem. It's like I can't
right?
fight, so it's just gonna be a talk.
No, but you know what?
So
We're doing that. You and me. We're gonna
Okay,
we're
it'd be
gonna
fun,
we're gonna
man.
figure that out. We're gonna make it a thing, and it's gonna be fun.
I had this persona back in the day when like DJs, like this was 20 years ago when DJs were starting to take some certain events and live musicians were getting pissed. I was going to do a DJ called DJ Big Bird, and he was going to be giant. He was going to be like 10, 12 foot tall. It was going to be me, but I was just going to be like spinning records and then get him like happening where he was badass. You know, people come to see him because he was like 5 boroughs, the whole deal, like doing the whole deal, like at all the booty shake clubs.
Yeah.
And then DJ Big Bird was going to have, like the DJ Big Bird was going to start having run-ins with certain bands.
Like with Oscar the Grouch.
Well, no, it'd just be a band, and DJ Big Bird shows up with an entourage,
Oh,
and they're dressed up as like all the dudes,
little birds.
like Oscar the Grouch, like all the, and then the band gets in a fight with it. It's all set up, and then
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are like, "Dude, DJ Big Bird showed up on the gig," like
With
you
his-
know, just
with his
What's that
homies.
Muppets rock band called again?
Yeah, the Electric Mayhem.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, from the.
Are you thinking of
the
Fraggle Rock or
You
no?
mean Muppet Show?
Like the band that is in the Muppets.
Yeah,
In the
you
Muppet
mean
Show.
with Animal.
Do they
right?
have a
with
name? I
Animal.
don't know.
Yeah,
Did they have a name?
Electric
I don't
Mayhem.
know if they have a
what
name.
or Electric Mayhem?
Yeah.
But they got the bass player that looks like Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Heck yeah, dude.
And Animal on drums and
Yeah,
the
Doc-
sax player.
Yeah,
Dr. Teeth.
Yeah, that was a great band.
that was a great band. I wish I could have been in that band. Dude.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
That would have been a good.
They
band.
had a show recently on Disney Plus or whatever. There was like a short series
Yep.
where they were like looking for,
It's like a Spinal Tap kind of thing. They were coming. They were coming back out to. Right.
and I think they were looking for their new sound. They were looking. They were working with. They had a bunch of other big artists that like featured on the show.
Yeah.
and they were like trying to figure out their next move, basically their next sound, and maybe adding a member or whatever. That was kind of funny.
That'd be great.
We're on a mission from God.
So yeah, that would be that'd be pretty interesting. So maybe you can have on that first mediation show whatever we want. I'm gonna poke it, and I don't want to go there. Whatever the hell happened at Terra Firmata last weekend, I'll just leave it at that. And I won't go there.
What?
Oh yeah, I heard some stuff online there.
That's some drama.
I'm unaware of
all
all
kinds
I
that.
want to know about it.
But you know
We,
of it?
Totally not
got to
aware.
get the
No,
right
I
people
didn't
in
hear
here.
about this.
I have no. I read some stuff online.
Same thing,
I
right?
talked to a couple people. I guess the band canceled because of the thunderstorm, but they didn't tell the people in time, and they wanted to keep people. I don't know what's going on at that. I don't know.
Multiple parties involved. Obviously, the venue. Then you had a promoter. Then you had some.
There was a manager of the band. Who knows?
It was a ticketed event, and so now it's like
They got to refund tickets.
Part of the reason I wanted to do that mediation between artists is to do it in a public way to eliminate the he said, she said drama of how rumor, like, two people will fight about something, but then nobody was there for that whatever that incident was.
Right.
One side tells their friends, and their side disseminates through the group, and then the other side tells their friends, and then rumors and things adds on.
You should do it like a Judge Judy.
Yeah.
I'll be the judge.
Here's my vision.
Let me hear your case.
My vision is
funny.
we get the lead singer of that broke up the band on there to describe why everyone else in the band is wrong. That's what we'll do.
No, we're gonna bring the guys from Poison back and bring Richie Kotzen and say, why did you bang his wife on the tour bus?
Because she was hot.
Okay.
That's it.
Case dismissed.
Yeah.
That's as rock and roll as it gets.
Yeah. Ching.
I mean, she asked, and I was bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plead no contest.
We've heard about how you can get really bored on
Is
the
that
road.
is that why Richie Kotzen got fired from Poison because he banged somebody's wife?
He banged the bass player's wife. And they
The
dropped-
bass players can get wives now.
That's
Oh my
I don't know. I
gosh.
mean,
How
that's
does that
probably
happen?
why.
Well, apparently-
That's probably
It's no
why.
wonder because she was with a bass player. She was desperate for anything.
That's probably why it was such a big deal. It's like, dude, the one girl that he got, you're fucking with. You're taking the one thing
that
away.
would make a bass player upset because if he was actually graduating
yeah.
up to wife worthiness,
if that's all you can.
happen
Yeah,
too often.
Yeah.
It's
Slim
bass
Pickens,
players.
Apparently, he didn't have her locked down as
apparently-
much as he thought.
But the story goes, they were on tour and they kicked him off the tour bus
Yeah.
and fucking left him in the middle of nowhere.
Wow. Wow.
Did he know that it was the bass player's wife?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Maybe he wouldn't fuck the bass player's wife, and that's why they threw him out.
Maybe she didn't tell him he was. I don't know. He was in the band for a good bit, so I would assume that you'd eventually would have.
I'm going to call Reggie and find out.
Maybe she
Get
had
him on the
better rhythm
podcast.
than he did.
Get him on the podcast. Let's find out. Judge Devin will set it straight here.
But more importantly,
Maybe she had a better
was she
sense of
any-
rhythm than the
was
bass
she
player
any
did.
good? Just goes to show that it's all about the guitar player.
Maybe it's too good.
Even the bass player's wife knows what she did, and she wants the guitar player.
I heard a messed up story from oh my gosh. I ain't gonna tell it on here. I'm
Oh,
not gonna tell it. Tina Turner, Ike Turner story.
If we don't have any problems with inappropriate things.
yeah, they're both gone.
It was
No, Tina's still here. Did Tina Turner die?
Tina's still here, right?
No,
What?
Tina
look that up,
died.
Devin.
Is
Fact
Tina
check.
alive?
Tina Turner didn't die, did she?
Fact
Dude,
check
if
these-
Tina's died, I'm gonna go home and cry right now. I
yes.
thought she-
What?
Fact check these two guys. I thought that she died.
She died May 24th, 2023.
Where you been?
kidding me? You
How
gotta
big
be
a fan are
joking
you,
me.
Tim?
Jeez.
Tina Turner's dead?
Maybe that was that when you're locked in your room there. You just totally forgot about all
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, welcome to the Tina Turner Memorial Riffs and Rhythms episode. I had no idea.
Is Ike Turner still alive?
He better not be.
He better not be.
Zach Turner?
Ike Turner. Ike Turner.
Ike Turner.
IKE.
I mean, not too many people get a whole procedure.
He died too?
07.
I'll tell the story. All right.
Not too many people get a procedure named after them where you can say, I'm going to go Ike Turner on your ass.
Well, I'm glad we fact checked enough so Tim could tell the story now.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. We're in.
So I don't know where I was. I was doing a run with Eddie Kirkland, and he always had great stories about Little Richard and Ike Turner and everybody else. But I don't remember where we were. But this guy was saying something about how Ike Turner would beat Tina and all this stuff. And Eddie was just like, well, you know, Tina did some things too. And the guy's like, well, what do you mean? He says, well, like that time that we were on a gig and Tina fucked that white drummer in Ike's band. And Ike found him. He beat the shit out of Tina and she couldn't do the gig. And I was just standing there. I was like, didn't fucking Ike get pissed at that? Didn't he fire that drummer? He was like, that white drummer was good, man. It was just like, and I was just like, Jesus.
Damn, you can
Like,
you can fuck Ike's wife and he's not going to fire
he's
you
not
from
gonna
the band.
fire you. He's gonna beat the shit out of. He's gonna beat the shit out of Tina. She can't do the gig, but he's gonna keep that white drummer.
All right, let that be a lesson to you
that's-
kids. Get good on your instrument
That's a
before
good
you do
drummer.
anything.
That's a good drummer. So
Holy crap, that's a good drummer.
That's a pretty fucked up story.
it's a fun.
And who is this drummer anyway?
I don't even know who it
We need
was.
to
I was
find out
just.
who is
Mike
Mike
Machavo.
Was Jeff
It was
McLoughlin?
Michael.
Yeah, no.
He's old enough. He fits the profile.
Yeah, right. He's
The Riffs
definitely
and
old enough
Rhythms
for that.
legal team has said we have to say allegedly. to
Allegedly, yeah. There you go. Allegedly. Thank you.
Yeah, I got a
Thank
lot.
you, Devin.
I got a lot of funny Eddie stories.
That is great.
I hung out with Eddie a lot, so he was funny.
Well, come on now, don't hold back.
I got a Richard story.
Okay.
Is Richard still alive?
Richard who?
Little Richard.
Ooh.
That's
I think he might
I
still
think
be.
he's still alive.
2020.
Oh.
He died in 2020. COVID, huh?
Richard Wayne Pennyman. Richard, yeah, December 5th, 1932 to May 9th, 2020.
Yeah, that's right.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Does it say if it was because of COVID? I don't know.
I don't know. We did a show. So we talked about a couple Matt Murphy stories on a Brad's
Gotcha.
podcast, which was funny. And then he posted a couple things about like on the Fallon show when we were on there and stuff. But this one story, I don't remember where. I was playing somewhere with Eddie, and the promoter came out after the gig, and he was like, "Ain't you friends with Richard?" Blah blah blah. And Eddie's like, "Yeah, Richard's my good friend. He's my good friend." And he's like, "That guy's gay as hell." And Eddie looks at him. He goes, "Little Richard ain't gay." And the guy goes, "What do you mean, Little Richard ain't gay?" He goes, I was running this hotel up in Detroit. Richard was on the road. It was me and my first wife. And we were there, and Richard pulled in with his entourage. They went in there, and they checked him into the rooms they got. And knock on my door. Richard's there. He goes, "Hey, Eddie, I need you to do me a favor." I was like, "What do you need, Richard?" He goes, "Come on upstairs." So we go up there. He opens the door, and there's a black woman and a white woman sitting on the bed. And Richard's like, "I need you to get with them women." And Eddie's like, "Okay." So he said, I went in the bathroom, took a shower, and came back out, started getting with them women. I heard a noise, sounded like a monkey in the background. I turned around. Little Richard was running around in the corner, beating his meat. And he looked at the guy after he said that. Little Richard wasn't gay. He was just different. That's what he said. It's just like... And I'm just like sitting there like, what did I just hear right now, dude? Like, what kind of story is
What do I
this?
do with that information?
Like, and this promoter looks at him, he's like, "Okay," and he just walks off. He's just like, okay. Like, he wasn't gay, he was just different.
Oh, man.
So another EK story.
So that reminds me of a story. This is secondhand information. I wasn't there. But we all know that, now why is his name going right out of my head? Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Okay, he's blind. And so Ray Charles, on his list of requirements for his dressing room, was a big cooler full of ice. And so the promoter for the show, who didn't work directly with Ray, but had hired him for the show, he's like, "Oh, you got a cooler of ice in here? Let me have some." And they're like, you don't want to use any of that ice." "Oh no, I can't go to the ice machine; it's too far away." He just scooped it up and he drank it up. And then after he left the room, they were like, "Y'all know why Ray Charles has a cooler full of ice in his dressing room?" And they're like, "No, why?" "Because he's blind. He can't find the bathroom. He just pees in the ice so it don't stink."
Wow.
What?
So he had,
And the promoter of the show just went out with a glass full of ice to
there you
drink
go.
it.
Yummy.
Yeah, it was good.
Maybe make you a better piano player. Who knows?
It might.
Oh my God. Snow cones for everybody.
Don't drink the ice in
Yeah.
a blind man's hotel room.
Well, that sounds like in New Mexico, right? Don't drink the water or eat the ice. The line from Sammy Hagar, Mas Tequila. There's a line in there.
Yeah, and Mexican.
Yeah,
and
same thing.
at the resorts, you can But in Mexico proper, you do not want to.
Don't eat.
I
the
never
ice.
got messed up down in Central America until I went to a resort.
Really?
Yep. Me and Rebecca stayed at like a nice ass resort. Everything was paid for. They had this swimming pool with a bar you could go up to. I got sick as a dog there. I'd been going down there for years and years and years, eating in these places with chicken feet and the soup and dogs laying on the floor. Never got sick. And then I go there and I get sick as a dog for like 3 days. It's weird.
Wait, is that specifically because of the ice in the water, or just probably because you never got out of that pool sitting at that bar?
I don't know what happened. I just got sick, man. Rebecca ended up got sick at a nice resort too. We went down there another time, and we were on our honeymoon, and we went to this other super nice restaurant, and it was again, it was like nice. Like every time I stayed out in the middle of nowhere, you're staying in a, like a little place for $12 a night,
right.
like is awesome, and all the restaurants and little kids cooking your food. But we went to this place, and man, we walked back, and Rebecca got sick as a dog. I thought she had too much to drink, but it wasn't. She ended up being sick for a few days. I wrote a song that night called "Whiskey's Getting Harder to Drink," and put it on a record. But it wasn't whiskey that fucked her up. It was she got food poisoning.
Food, yeah. Wow.
But I got a good song.
It's getting harder to eat too.
Is that how the song ended though?
No, it just ended up
totally like a twist.
No, like the next day she wasn't better.
Yeah.
She wasn't better at all. She was like down on her luck for like 3 days. So
Yeah, it's the worst when you're traveling. You get
So
sick
here's a story about being sick from food in a foreign country. I was working the first and only annual Haitian Roots Music Festival in Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
first
right?
and only. There was a reason.
It was the
here.
first and only. Anyway, Haiti's a great country. Love the people, love the country. It's awesome, but it's not as well off as the United States. It's actually the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And we're in this soccer stadium, football stadium, and they have no bathrooms.
Hot dog.
I'm living in Haiti for like 3 weeks, right?
Jeez.
And so we're in this resort, and the menu was chicken, fish, or beef. That was your choices. And so I'm not going to eat the fish. I'm not going to eat the fish. I'm not going to eat the fish. One day, so in the meantime, everybody, all these, pansy-ass Americans are getting sick from the food. And I'm doing good, right? And so what we were doing, because there's no bathroom, if you got the runs, what we were doing is, that was when they first came out with the wide mouth Gatorade bottle. And so people would be climbing under the stage and using the wide mouth Gatorade bottle and closing the top. Everybody had their own bottle.
So there's just bottles of piss.
No, there's no piss in there.
Oh,
But it was liquid.
Oh,
And so finally,
so
finally,
God, dude.
they were out of
They
chicken.
wonder what's wrong with the damn ocean.
They were out of chicken and they were out of biff. I had to eat the fish, and I found out.
Biff.
I found out what happened. Why everybody was getting sick is because of it was the fish.
Ugh.
So here I am, and the craziest part is, this became a joke. We were making fudge Gatorade.
Gatorade is thirst aid.
Devin, can you put the disclaimer up again so we don't get sued by Gatorade?
Fudge Gatorade. So,
Brought to you by Gatorade.
Fudge Gatorade.
but there was.
It's like Gatorade and Yoo-Hoo teamed up for a collab.
Yeah, exactly.
So, mental image of this,
So the crazy thing
I want
is,
to know logistically, how do you do this? So you have to put the bottle in your ass to aim?
yes, you,
Like, basically
you
put
get
it
pretty
pressed
close.
against
You get
the-
all up in that bottle
Wow.
because you don't want it going down the sides and getting on your hand.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
That's rough.
It's
dude.
like that. But the even crazier part is there was no cleanup crew. There was no nothing.
And it just,
But there was a lot of homeless people that were like foraging for something to eat and drink.
Oh no, please.
Every morning
No.
there was 0 fudge Gatorades left.
Are you kidding
The
me?
next day there was 0 fudge Gatorades under the stage. Every day.
Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst.
Yes, even the fudge flavor.
And the
has
reason why
minerals
was
to
because we
offer.
used to write fudge Gatorade on it. So
No, we would write our names on them because you'd go back to the same bottle and reuse it because you only had like each band played for 45 minutes, and you're doing sound you got to go down and make some
What
fudge.
year was this, man?
1995, I think.
Wow. Man, I heard that place is rough right now, dude. They're going through some hell.
Yeah, well,
So-
like I said, Haiti is full of awesome people.
Yeah.
But unfortunately they've had a string of really bad governments,
Yeah.
and it's not okay.
Man, that's tough, man. That's crazy.
wow.
So if you lived in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and you've ever had fudge Gatorade, I apologize.
I'd be afraid of overfilling that thing.
Oh, it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never. That was the thing. So you drink your Gatorade, you don't throw it away. You save them like this is. Yeah, this will be for from 3 to 5. This will be my bottle.
Gosh. Fudge Gatorade.
Wow, I'm not quite sure where we've taken this podcast at this time. How about we try to switch things up a little bit? We wanna
You know
do
what? Before, like
Okay.
we never
Our-
got last week.
Yes.
we never got to the subject at hand.
Well-
and that is the hype about musical equipment. Is it even worth the paper that it's written on? Or the,
That's right. Watch the whole thing the whole time.
yeah.
Do you want to? Are you going into the topic broadly, or are you talking about particularly that video?
Well, I think we should do both because
Okay. Shout out to Jim Lill.
Jim Lill, yes, Jim Lill did a very exhaustive scientific study of microphone preamps, and his results were that they're all the same. Millions of dollars worth of vintage gear sounds exactly the same as a $50 cheap ass digital converter, and I personally disagree, but the oscilloscope says that there is no difference. So this is the interesting thing. And I learned many years ago when I was studying equipment and doing all this is that you can read a technical specification sheet and they all basically say the same thing. They all weight the curves. They all make it look like it's perfect. But you can take 10 pieces of gear that look exactly the same on paper as far as performance and sound goes, and not one of them sounds the same. So the question becomes, when you use science to decide if any of the hype is real, is it valid? Is any of this gear that we're using impacting what we're doing as artists?
Is that why you play stripped down in your music gear?
Exactly why I play stripped down, because I play a guitar, a chord straight into the amp, because of all of those things that we every time you add something in. Here's the story that I say, and you'll appreciate this. Myself as a guitar players were all about the tone. It's all about how does it sound. So I got a great idea. Let's spend like 10 grand on an amazing guitar. Let's spend another $15,000 on speakers and vintage amplifiers. Let's just hook all that up. And then in between all that, in order to get a better sound, how about this? Let's take a grain of sand and let's cut it into a wafer and let's etch it with a laser and then run our vintage gear through that and expect it's going to be better. And what I'm talking about is a microchip in a foot pedal. Like, how does that fix it? In my personal experience, anytime I put anything in between my guitar and the input of my amplifier, it ruins it. It ruins it. Because now my hands are not pushing against the input impedance and the slew rate and whatever else you got going on in an amplifier. It's pushing against a microchip. And it's different. It's not bad. It's just different. And the guys who have tons and tons of pedals in between them and their amps, I don't even know how they do it. I can't get a decent sound out of that. Every time I put a bunch of, and I want effects. I like effects. I love effects. Every time I want to put one in, it changes my personal relationship with the amplifier that I'm playing on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like what the electronics do. Now, and Larry Carlton taught me this indirectly, but to be able to and I'm in the process of building an effect, because I've been playing bone dry like all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And adding a little bit of effects on the PA. And part of that is because when I made my living as a sound engineer, guitar players most of them have no idea how to set up effects. They just completely ruin their sound with tons of effects. And they wonder why no one can hear them. Well, it's because your verb makes you sound like you're 200 miles away. So deal with that. But anyway, I've just gone dry. So I'm adding in effects, but the way that I'm adding them in is a preamp, like an output after my amplifier, like the microphone off of the speaker back into another mixer, stereo effects back out into
front of house,
back out into speakers on stage. So I've got, so it would be a wet, dry, wet setup.
Yeah.
Totally post amp. And because I need that. I need that relationship between my fingers and the input of the amplifier unfettered by a bunch of inexpensive microchips.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that the way that you say that. For me, I guess it depends on what it is I'm trying to achieve. So put me on a straight old school Western swing gig or an old school blues gig. I don't want anything in between me and my amp. Put me in a gig where I'm a pad player and I need to make whale noises. I need something in between me and my amp. And I need to be able to fiddle with it on my end, instead of the sound guy's end. So it kind of depends on that kind of thing, Yeah, it's that's a tough one. That's a tough one because traditionally I would rather, guitar tuner amp. That's pretty much as pure as you can get. It's pretty cool. And what's funny sometimes if you play a jam like that with a bunch of people and there's a bunch of people on stage with all kinds of effects, the people like naturally gravitate towards that natural tone because it's like in your face and it's unfettered. Like you said, somebody with tons of delay, tons of reverb, tons of this, tons of that. It sounds like they're playing back in the bathroom, or in the portalette behind the stage.
You can
somewhere.
make it louder than everything, but it sounds background.
It's background, and
it's a psychoacoustic effect.
Yeah, that becomes this weird thing. So that's an important thing. But I've played, I've been on stages before where I'm a particular type of guitar player where it's way more pad work, not lead work and stuff like that. To put in perspective, somebody like a Mark Spence or a guy that plays with Stuart. I can't think of his last name right now. Plays with Lucinda Williams, or even Mike Campbell plays with Petty. There's so much stuff he does during songs when he's not soloing that's so important. That's all relied on effects. So there's certain guys that play with effects, like one of my, he lives down here now. One of my local heroes, like Brock Butler, plays with Perpetual Groove. the stuff that guy does with effects is insane. I can't believe he's got this spaceship on the stage, and the stuff he can do with that is just
More
like,
pedals than a truck driver.
yeah. And it's just like, what? But when you listen to him play, he really knows how to incorporate it, and he knows how to poke out when he needs to poke out, and he knows how to pad when he needs to pad.
Yeah, I totally respect the guys that have that, and I really want to be able to do that.
I wish I could do that,
But I can't stand. Every time I go to put something in between, I just yank it out. I mean, because literally, the guitar that I play is a $4,500.
yeah.
Like my pile of crap is a $10,000 pile of crap.
What amp are you playing through most of them?
Soldano.
That Soldano, yeah. Right?
SLO 100. So, why do I want to run all that through a microchip that costs like $1 for a bag of 1,000?
Yeah.
Why? How could that possibly help?
Yeah.
So, because now my pickups are driving a circuit, and the way that I pick the strings has to be different. The dynamics are different. Everything is completely different.
I can see that. Yeah.
So as soon as I put one in, the frequency response changes. Like the low end is usually cut out, especially if it's a chorus pedal. It cuts out everything under 200 hertz. I just don't want it. I want to use them, but as soon as I try, I got to pull them back out and plug straight into my amplifier.
Yeah.
So that's why the effects rig that I'm in the process of designing includes. Actually, I'm going to try it first. I've got a separate preamp out of the back, and I'm going to run that through an effects unit, wet only, into a power amp, to a couple of separate. I've got a 412 cabinet, and I'm going to rewire it.
Do you mic that 412 cabinet then going into
I'm gonna try and avoid miking it and just use the direct preamp out, which kind of wires it off in the middle of the amp.
The front of house?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do it through my effects unit.
Okay.
Into a stereo power amp, into 2 speakers behind me.
Okay.
And then I'll probably give a direct to the front of house so they can decide.
I think so far we've already touched on basically you guys both have examples of the exact conclusion that he came to in that video, Jim Lil's video, which is, at the end of the day, regardless of what you feel about his conclusion with preamps, most of the flavor of the sound really comes from how the tools are being used by the person using them. So in your case, you get a great sound without using any of that electronic gear. Whereas in your case, you know somebody who, you guys talk about people who have huge setups with a bunch of effects and a bunch of this and that going on, and they get a great sound too. But it's completely different methodologies of how to do it.
Well, Kevin, you and I've sparred on this a little bit. If I'm playing a gig and I can play my little Music Man RD 112, 50 watt 112, or if I can play my deluxe, or if I can play my little Quilter amp. I did that gig with a while ago using my Magnatone, 50 watt Magnatone. That's like more than enough power than I'll ever need on stage, not being mic'd for what I do. Amp's not mic'd. I think it sounds killer, limited effects. That amp doesn't even have reverb. It has a really great tremolo effect, the stereo tremolo effect that you can run another speaker cabinet and does a stereo tremolo effect.
Oh, wow.
Super wicked cool. Like when I run that amp and the amp's not mic'd, I'm not relying, I'll run a reverb pedal, like on a board. I'll run a delay pedal, like with quick slap back for some chicken picking stuff, tick, 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 like that quick slap. And a phaser pedal, maybe if it's like a Waylon tune, But I'm relying on the amp for every bit of what it is. The thing that I will say was, even if I use that amp and we're playing a place where that amp needs a microphone in front of it, I have that same setup in a modeler with a reverb pedal, a slapback delay, and a phaser pedal and a tuner. And in the modeler, I've modeled that model coming out of that to model that amp going to front of house instead of using a microphone. And I've found for myself personally that I get a better sound through front of house running through a modeler than sticking a mic in front of my amp. And we've sparred on this online a little bit. You know, whether it's a Kemper, whether it's a Fractal. I run a Fractal, you know.
Okay. So the Fractal's very popular.
You know. But I think as soon as you stick, and it's the same thing, I'll go here, Paul. As soon as you stick a mic on a drum set, it's not an acoustic drum set no more.
Yep.
It's now a digital drum set because it's going through a digital console, going through digital conversion, going through speakers, going through front of house, coming back. It's so for me, when I played drums, my toms and my kick drum was always triggered. I never ran mic toms and kick drums. I ran a mic snare drum because of and we would tell sound engineers not to gate, like don't gate the snare drum because there's going to be like a lot of ghosting, a lot of shuffle stuff.
So you want to hear it. Yep.
Yeah. But it's wild because with the technology today, if I was a drummer and if you get into the EFX Note drum kits and some of the $12,000-$14,000 Roland kits, it does a mic snare drum sound better than a badass Roland digital kit at this point.
Well, the digital
through front of house.
Yeah,
that's my point.
And also consider the performance of like who's playing it and how they play.
Well, the thing is, I know dudes playing straight ahead jazz gigs on EFX Note drum kits right now.
Yeah,
and it's the sensitivity on that snare drum.
Is it good enough to be real?
Dude, they're playing brushes on a snare drum.
Okay, wow.
This is mic'd. Those same dudes, if they're playing in a little club, they're playing a little 800 or 80 people, 130. They're going to play because you get, but the drum's not mic'd. But if that drum is mic'd and it's coming through a line array system, going through a digital console, I think the technology wins at this point.
I know someone.
That's a good point.
To add my tiny anecdote to this conversation, I know somebody going back to open mics I've done. I know a really talented drummer. I have an Alesis electronic drum kit. I don't know what model it is, but it's one that I got from Bob actually. And so if you know what he had, then it's that one. It's like the red kit. Anyway, we would use that for open mics, and this really, really talented local drummer, he was playing it and almost completely dry, like a little tiny bit of, in the recording, a little bit of compression and a little bit of other effect, but very minimal. But it sounded, because of the way he performed, to me, I would not been able to have told. Sorry.
You couldn't tell if it was real or not?
I would not have been able to tell that it was a electronic kit.
Yeah.
But I think it's down to, in this case, the way he performed it. Like, it just sounded so good. On the flip side, I had a completely different open mic, the different guy, going back to like modeling stuff, effects and stuff. This one guy, he would play a keyboard. His whole set was a keyboard into a MacBook, back out to the mixer. And he would run different stuff on the computer, like in Logic, that was simulating different effects and synths and different stuff for sounds. And again, it was the way he performed it just sounded amazing.
Yeah. And all that stuff that I said about guitar sound and all that, I'm fully aware. Like, I've listened, a friend of mine I had a 1972 Marshall Small Box 50 watt amp. And I lent it to a friend. He took it in the studio and compared it to just a Marshall solid state. And in the mix, you cannot tell the difference.
Yeah.
So when it comes to all this technology, up until recently, the only person who could tell the difference was the player.
A lot of the modeling things feels weird. It doesn't feel right. And I'll give you that. You know, it doesn't feel right.
But like the listener in the mix, it's every bit as good.
And again, it goes back to whether or not you're sitting in a room where what I'm hearing is your 12-inch speaker bashing me in the face, that pine tongue and groove cabinet resonating off a wooden stage against a wooden wall.
Yeah.
That's as pure as it gets, dude. Dude, to me, there's nothing better than that. When you got that, and the only thing coming through some through some speakers is some vocals. To me, that's the best show I'm ever going to see. But I'm sorry, when you have line arrays and subwoofers and all this stuff, and when the guy's playing a full stack Marshall stack and he hits the chord and it goes and it sounds this loud where you're standing, and that you have to amplify that, I think technology wins at this point. Because at that point, 8 speakers, full stack. Guess what? He's got a 57 in front of one.
Of the speakers.
In front of one 30-watt Celestion 12.
Right.
It's going to sound way better coming through a modeler.
I cannot argue that.
I think if you need to be heard, if you need to be heard, it's going to sound better coming through one of the
because
mods.
it's going to be much more direct. It's not going to have all the other stuff going into
Have you engineered any shows with people using Kempers?
I have not.
Dude, like I've been able to do sound for certain shows and engineered some shows, and somebody shows up with a Kemper that really knows how to use it, or they show up with a Fractal that really knows how to use it. And you go up there, and they have a live amp on stage. They might have like one of the little whatever one of the FR cabinets from Fender or whatever, but they're using a Kemper with the powered speaker, blah blah blah, the whole deal. You plug into the back of that. You go over, and you look at your RTA, and the sound comes through the thing. It's already done. This is basically what you have to do. If they know what they're doing, you have to turn their guitar up or you have to turn their guitar down, because like the online models for all the great shit, it's exactly what you would do for a live gig if you stuck a mic in front of an amp with the exception of bass rumble, trying to get the all the stage noise up.
Precisely.
And it's so clean. It's just like, thank you, bro. And then I've had other guys that have these really shitty modelers, and you're just like, oh God, and you can't do anything with it. You can't even fix it. So you're better off sticking a 57 in front of a speaker. But the guys that really know how to use the modelers,
we live in the future, and these things are changing. So, and evidence is like Rush is back out on tour.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the interviews with Rick Beato was one of my favorite YouTube content providers.
Yeah,
probably the best ever. Did interviews with everybody from Rush, including their manager. Alex Lifeson is like using models of the actual sound off of the album. Yeah. So like every song that he's playing he's playing it with a model of the actual sound from that album.
Record it.
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
It's pretty dang cool, dude.
Yeah. And if you've heard the videos or watched them on YouTube, he does. He's got the actual sound from every album.
Maybe we won't need buses no more. We'll just be able to tour in a Toyota Prius.
Right? Yeah.
Just have a little box.
A little box in your back pocket, size of a cigarette box.
We'll be in a Prius.
Yeah, it's already like that. It's already like that.
And then the company that will take off is the company that has inflatable backline. It's not even physical backline no more. It's an inflatable backline. You just stick a hose into it, and it goes.
Well, it's still talking.
It's like the inflatable backline.
Well, still talking about Rush. Like when Rush started doing that, like for their tours, Geddy playing direct, no amp. He would have like a row of washers and dryers going.
Yeah, all that.
Turning clothes behind him.
Yeah.
And then Alex had like a rows of snack machines.
Yeah.
Instead of Marshall stacks. It was hilarious.
It's hilarious. Yeah. I remember it was one of the Lollapalooza tours. Like when that guy was floating.
Yeah.
I got slapped with the. Anyway, who was the band? Rage Against the Machine, Tom Morello, and I think they were opening for Alice in Chains, and Alice in Chains still had the Marshall rows of stacks and the big bass amps, the Ampeg stacks. And I just remember Tom Morello came out and he had a single 12-inch speaker with I think it was a JCM 800 on top of a single 12.
Yeah.
And the tone coming at it. Again, you're miking one speaker, dudes.
That's all you got to worry about.
You're miking one speaker.
You're miking one speaker. You know?
So like I did a thing about this. Like when I put out my first album, I went through all the gear, like did a post on every bit of the gear that I used. And the last post I did is the 4 most important pieces of gear that I have that affect my tone are these right here. These 4 things.
That's for sure, yeah.
Affect the tone more than everything else put together.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And like you've been saying all along, it doesn't matter. The gear you're using matters less than your ability to use it.
To make it work.
Yeah. Like these.
Make it sound good.
If you're an engineer, these are the most important tools.
Yeah.
If you're a guitar player, these always, as a musician, these are the most important tools. But in creating sound, as an instrumentalist, whether it's violin, fiddle, steel, like anything where your skin actually touches the string, these fingers right here are going to affect the tone more so than everything else put together.
Yeah, and making it do what your ears want to hear. You know. And that's the truth of it.
I've got 4 fingers. Each one of my fingers has a different tone.
Yeah.
And I use that. Like if I need a more direct tone, I'll use my pinky, or if I need a fatter tone, like this finger's got the fattest tone.
Yeah.
So like usually if you'll see me like do a sustain note, I'll do it. Because look at these little sausage fingers I've got. Like I've got midget sausage fingers.
Yeah.
Most of the great guitar players have like Steve Vai's got fingers that go from here to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
can you touch your thumb to your pinky?
Yeah.
I would never be able to play guitar. I physically can't do that.
Really?
Really?
Well, you don't have to touch your thumb to your pinky when you're playing guitar, so it doesn't matter.
I can't touch my pinky at all.
No, but
That's
like
wild, man.
I
also
can't
crazy. Move my pinky without moving the other fingers.
Yeah, I can't. I've been working on this hand I can do it.
I have to force my hand if I want to touch my thumb to my pinky.
That's crazy. I can like cross my thumb and my pinky like that. It's like
I got these. I also got. You think you got sausage fingers? I got like bratwurst fingers or something. I don't know.
We'll talk about sausage finger, like Red Volkert. I don't know if you know Red Volkert, but Telecaster picker. I think he lives in Virginia now, but I used to always watch him in Austin.
Yeah.
Best Telecaster picker you're ever going to hear, dude. His fingers are like this big around. He's just the most murdering Telecaster player you ever heard.
That's where your tone comes from.
Yeah.
It's from you got some lanky ass little fingers. They're going to sound thin.
So, yeah,
growing up, I learned very young what the shocker was, because this is how I used to count to 3 on one hand, because I can't do this. Like I can't do this. I literally can't count like
so
that.
you're a kid in school going like this.
1, 2, 3.
Who was it that told you about
1,
the
2,
shocker?
3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you have one of those?
You went that way?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Because if I do 3, I have to do this.
Oh, wow.
I have to put index to thumb to do 3.
That's
because I
funny.
can't do thumb to pinky. Like my hand won't let me.
And
do
that's
that.
some fighter hands right there.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah.
Crazy.
So the idea of the idea that got us on this whole tangent in the first place was a scientific study of microphone preamps.
Yeah.
Showing that it doesn't matter how much or how little you pay, they're all exactly the same. And
as long as they work.
And I agree, but I disagree. Because stats, published statistics, specifications, and a readout on an oscilloscope, they don't really tell you what it sounds like. Now, this guy did that and did the A-B sound, the A-B,
Go back
C,
and forth.
back and forth.
Right.
I'll admit, I didn't really hear a big difference. So he's comparing like a $2,000 Neve preamp to a $800 Focusrite
$100.
$100 folks.
Mine was
rate preamp.
$239.
And saying that they distort the same way, like, no, I say no. I say I agree with him, but simultaneously I disagree because,
I think
Neve preamps do have a specific sound. Neve consoles do have a specific sound, different from SSL, different from ADI, different from all the different kinds. Every piece of gear sounds different from every other piece of gear, even in the same product line.
Mm-hmm.
Statistics on an oscilloscope, on a spec sheet, they don't illustrate those differences. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're right, but I also think it's the same thing with what you said earlier with performance and when skin is in contact with the strings and the instrument. And I think with gear, it's the same way. It's the method and result of how a human interfaces with the equipment. It influences how they use it.
I
And the
totally
room
agree.
and the decisions they make.
I think so much of it is just the person's ear to try to make something sound good, and you just figure out how to use the gear.
So the prevailing concept that we're all sort of indirectly agreeing with is it's not the gear, it's the expertise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can get a great piece of gear to sound like shit if you don't know what you're doing. And you can get a piece of gear that sounds like shit to do a great job if you do know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But the prevailing, like the noise on the internet, everybody was like, if you just buy this, you'll be fine.
No.
Buy this, turn the knobs to this, and there you go. And that doesn't exist.
A funny modern example that you guys might not be familiar with, I don't know, is Skrillex, right? He a very famously repeated thing about him was that he made one of his biggest hit tracks on blown speakers, like computer speakers.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, but because he knew what he was doing and he knew how it should sound, basically, he knew what it sounded like, he was able to still make amazing music.
Yeah, that's
Well,
crazy.
that's one of my favorite records that I can remember. Front to back record. You turn it on, you listen to the whole record. It runs from the beginning of the record to the end of the record. Hard to turn it off. Would probably be like Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Yeah, you like that one?
That whole record.
It's Rick Rubin.
Yeah. But even
and the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
engineering on that, like if you look at the engineering on that record, and there's stuff on there. There's a guitar part that is an unplugged Fender Stratocaster. It's a mic on a Fender Stratocaster in the beginning of There Are No Monks in My Band. It's like they stuck mics on an unplugged in Fender Stratocaster for that intro. And that's just an engineer having these great ideas on how to make something spanky and stanky. And then you have Rick Rubin, and I don't know if you've seen things with Rick, but he's just like, I don't know about any gear. I don't know anything.
Exactly.
It either sounds good or it doesn't.
I know what I like to hear.
Yeah, I know what I like to hear. And
I was
and
actually,
so
I'm sorry, I was going to actually ask you guys thoughts on Rick Rubin in general, just in general.
Why?
Because he's kind of a meme. People always talk about how, what you just said, he really doesn't ever talk about equipment or gear or numbers or methods or techniques or any of these things. He always, like, the meme, or at least the joke, is that he's always just talking about vibes.
Yeah, and I think
vibes guy.
what's funny about Rick, I think if you were to, I think Rick has the same relationship with gear and tech as Dylan has with actually knowing how to sing. Bob Dylan knows exactly.
That's a
Bob
good
Dylan
analogy.
knows exactly how to fucking sing. He's not a bad singer. He's a great singer, but he doesn't. But he's looking for the vibe. because I'll play you Dylan tracks where he's singing his ass off, right? And he sounds good, you know, and he's not like Toyota and a Toyota and a pagoda, you know. He's not the Bob Dylan that everybody makes fun of. I think Rick Rubin, and that goes back to this whole thing about, to me, what makes a really great musician is somebody that has so much depth in all the stuff that they do, how to get tone and all the stuff, but they don't really worry about it anymore. They just stop worrying about it and they just make it happen. And that to me is like the best, the best engineers, the best producers, the best musicians. Like, yeah, they probably have a route they go down, but it really doesn't matter. Like at that point, because they're just going to make it sound good, whatever they have in front of them.
Well, that's the thing is Rick Rubin is a great example of the difference between being a producer and being an engineer.
Yeah.
So a producer's job is to figure out what we should do, and an engineer's job is to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah.
And so Rick is just like, I know what we should do.
He's an
Like,
ideas
make
man.
that happen.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to know the gear.
Yeah, need to go. But I would honestly say he probably knows a lot more about
Yeah,
gear.
I would.
And
Yeah.
he always
been
plays
around.
that role like, I don't know, I'm just looking for the vibe.
Oh,
bro.
I imagine he knows a lot
he's
more than he
gotta
lets
know.
on.
He
just
probably
doesn't
knows a
care.
lot.
Yeah.
He probably knows a lot more than he leads on to.
And no doubt, as the engineer is like peeing on himself, going, "This is Rick Rubin." He told me, and he just leans over and goes, "There you go. It's okay."
Yeah,
There
probably
was
what's
somebody,
going on.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said this, so I'm quoting somebody else's like joke or whatever, but somebody was saying that like Rick Rubin's opinion is so highly respected that like he could have nothing to do with your project. He'll just walk by in the hall while you're recording and give you a wink, and they'll credit him on the
right.
or whatever. Like
Yeah.
if he approved it just because he liked it.
That guy's got the Midas touch,
Yeah, he does. It's
but
crazy.
it's because he's got an open mind.
He's got an open mind.
He's got an open. He's like looking for cool shit to meld.
It's well, look at where he started, and then different types of artists he's been. with.
Everybody's, yeah, you know.
So it isn't like one genre. I mean, we're going back to what.
Well, I think another thing that to keep in mind, I think another thing, I always try to think this, and I didn't start thinking this till a little while ago, but like what made me stoked before I knew anything? You know, and then I started to know all this shit, and then I wasn't stoked on it anymore. And now that I'm older, like, no, like what makes me stoked about the bass guitar on the Butthole Surfer records? You know, it's like dong dong da, da, dong. It's terrible, and I just love it. Like that's why I love those records. You know, like and it goes totally against the grain of everything that I would ever think about how a bass guitar should sound, or what makes me stoked. You know, like records that I loved before I knew anything about music, and before I really even played. I just loved something about it. Just made me do the monkey. And then I got smart, and I was like, that sounds like crap.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to go back to like what made you love it in the first place.
Just fit. And
That's a
feels
good point.
Yeah.
As
you know what I mean?
As people who are pursuing, perfection through access to machines to make it happen, we do tend to lose touch with the uneducated listener is truly the end user.
That's the end result.
Yeah, and so like you got to be able to be in touch with that.
Yeah, what made me love it in the first place?
Yeah,
you know?
that's a really good point.
So
This is sort of related to this topic, and it's one of my like favorite like audio engineering memes that I saw this guy made on Instagram, and it's a video like basically portraying the progression of someone learning audio recording and technology, and it was like the beginner, and he's like, oh, we'll just mic it with a 57. Intermediate, oh, we could do this and this and that, or we could do this and these other things. Expert, we'll just mic it with a 57.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You learn so much that you just kind of loop back around to doing the simple thing that you know how to work.
So let's put sound to the test here
All right.
with a live video review.
Oh, we're going to do a review. That's right. Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and...
There's a table under here, and it feels like it's moving. Are you pressing against this table?
maybe I'm just rocking.
Maybe you're rocking it.
So you know a little bit more about these guys. Best Days Behind, right?
Well, this is a band that I'm unfamiliar with.
Okay.
And I'm going to be listening to this cold for the first time ever.
Yep. Okay. So,
But these guys are based in Volusia County, Florida.
Okay.
And
I live there.
Yeah, there you go. And so Best Days Behind, we're going to get a chance to see what they're all about.
They made the travel down to a performance here at Churchill's Pub in Miami, the famed Churchill's Pub. So, all right, let's go, Devin.
Very 90s. All right. So I'm glad to see that Bill Burr finally got a job singing for a band. No, just kidding. But so
That probably sounded better in the room, I'm assuming.
the point of the whole review is not if it's good or bad, as you already know. It's is it the riff or is it the rhythm that makes the song good? So, Paul, as a rhythm guy, what do you think?
All right. First off, dug the bass player's beard.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
It
that
going
was
on. It was
quite
like
cool.
like
Straight up white
what was that guy? Pirates of the Caribbean. The
braids all the way
you know,
down.
you know what I'm talking about? The squid guy. The
Squid
Yeah.
guy. What was that guy's name?
Davy Jones.
David Jones.
Davy Jones,
yeah. So I definitely was digging the groove between the bass and the drums. I think it was very good driving.
The bass player played a lot of unexpected notes in that song.
So,
Quite cool, actually.
but I will go riff on this one.
And
So-
based on
Because there's those little parts that kind of caught my attention. So he's throwing that riff in there that kind of get me coming back to like, all right, that stuck out a little bit more for me.
how about you, Tim?
It's the riff, man. Old punk rock's all about the riff, dude.
Yeah.
Because it's just like straight boom, cha, boom,
Play as fast as
you know,
possible.
just rock, you know, boom, doom, doom, you know. But the songs that stand out to me are all the same thing. You know, all it's yeah.
Yeah, I'm in totally agreement because the boom pap, boom pap, boom pap.
Yeah, the punk rock's always the riff
Yeah.
for me. That always makes me think of like all the old 7-inch records I have, like all the Gus stuff and all the stuff, you know. It's like it's always the riff that
Yeah. They
that
only did it
sucks in.
twice in the song,
Yeah.
but it stuck out that much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I gotta say that guitar tone, that kind of tone, it just kind of feels like blood is spurting out of the speakers.
Yeah.
It's like it's just vicious, and I love it. But definitely the riff for me. The yeah, definitely the riff.
All right. So Devin,
riff.
I think I have to agree, riff, but also the close second place is the beard.
Yes, riff or beard.
But honestly, I think my conclusion is a little biased in the fact that just the method of recording this, I couldn't really catch the rhythm section very well. So like the riffs and guitar just like stood out a lot more just by nature of how it was recorded. But
okay.
But musically, yeah, I think I would still probably say the riff.
All right, so it's unanimous.
Boom.
Riff.
Riff.
That's easy.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Bass doesn't pick up on an iPhone camera very well.
Yeah.
iPhone microphone.
So yeah, that was so there. Volusia County said right, and
I believe so.
Okay. That's
I can't be sure.
That's good. If so, that's a good trip. You go from Daytona or Central Florida down to
Ormond Beach.
So those are the first two videos
Days
that
Behind.
they've posted.
Ormond. Yeah.
Best Days Behind is an original alternative rock band from Ormond Beach, Florida.
Okay.
Okay, there you
Volusia
go.
County.
Ormond Beach.
So Kevin was not lying. He was right. He remembered something.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Another one in the books. We'll have to see if it's,
Definitely, I like their energy too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could
Yeah,
tell that
dude.
they're hype.
you haven't been to Churchill's, have you?
No.
Yeah. It's a little bit of ways down there. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean that's exactly the vibe. I think actually Maximum Friction actually has got a
Really?
gig coming up soon down in Churchill. Yeah.
These guys definitely seem like a band that's the antithesis of the boring musician that we were talking about before.
Oh yeah.
like
right,
these
yeah.
guys have some
The energy for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they bring it.
Oh. All right there. So
Good job. Best
Yeah.
Days Behind.
so we'll have
Heck
to
yeah.
see if they want to come on down and make the trip and
Maybe we can talk them into coming down.
yeah, be in this hangout. Let's be here. Before you came,
Put them in the tiny toilet.
before you arrived, Tim and I agreed the new name of the studio actually has a name now. Tow Truck Studio.
Tow Truck
Tow
Studios.
Truck Studio.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense to me. Since you can't park anywhere near here because there's tow trucks everywhere.
Yeah, and cars that have been towed from
Yeah.
other places. So, well, cool.
Makes you want to make sure your car payment is up to date.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
know, I don't know. I don't know if I wonder. Next time I see him, I'll ask him if they do repo.
Repo Room. That's another one.
Oh, the
big
repo room.
A big fancy studio might have different cars in front of it all the time because it's different musicians with fancy shit pulling up.
There you
We
go.
got different cars in front of it because people wrecked them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But there's
Did you say wrecked or erect?
There's no Lambos out here.
Wrecked.
There you go.
Okay.
Cool. Well, this is a good. We covered a lot of ground in this episode here. We've heard some really great stories, road stories from Mr. O'Donnell there about people being a little different and
Being a little different.
have white drummers apparently.
So when the singer
white
from the
drummers.
band comes down to you and says, "Hey, I need a favor,"
Yeah.
you should always go upstairs.
That's right.
That's the lesson from that story.
Yep.
God, that's got to be a hell of a.
Because he got a scoop of chocolate and vanilla that night.
He's got the
That's
swirl.
right. Old big,
Somebody was in the corner shooting sprinkles.
Old Big John, as he called it.
There you go.
Wrinkles.
Old Big John, as he called him.
Oh boy! All right, well, another one in the books here. So
Is it in the books? How many episodes have we done at this
I think
point?
we're like 141 now.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're flying by. So yeah, what are we now? 3 years, almost 4. We're getting close now.
No, it only seems like 4, but
No, hold on. Well,
100 and,
Wait, we're
100
looking
and
at-
how
Wait,
many?
you started in
52
2020.
weeks in a year.
is that
Didn't you start in 2020?
the drums and rums did?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Riffs and Rhythm started in So all right, so our festival was in 24. And that was supposed to be our 1-year anniversary, right?
Was it? So we started in 2023? Or maybe 2022?
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, it was 2023. Yes, because that was when I remember.
So we're
now.
3 years in
Yeah,
with 150 episodes?
yeah, ish. Yeah, pretty close there.
All right. Still doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing all right. Yeah, for sure. We got this fine specimen in here, man. With
Thank you,
hat
guys.
and all. And
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
real quick, you cross paths with there's a local company. There's a cowboy hat company.
Oh, they're down the street here. I haven't been into that place yet. No.
Burnt something cowboy. Or
Yeah, it
something.
looks like a cool spot. I need to
Okay.
get
There's a
in there.
cowboy hat company?
Cowboy hat company right around the corner.
When I started wearing cowboy hats, it was to play in the Allman Brothers band, and I got a white hat. And I was so excited about being able to wear the white hat because I was going to be the good guy. I'm usually the bad guy. But it didn't work out because it turned out to be a 10-gallon hat, and I was playing in between two guys that were like literally a foot shorter than me. It made me look giant.
It's good to look giant on stage.
I had to get rid of the white hat. And
I had
switch
one
to
of
a
the
brown
Hoss
one.
hats, the big Hoss hat.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a big, like the hard,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
wicker, whatever.
Yeah,
they
every
made.
time I'd go to up northeast, like Cape Cod area, Rhode Island, Maine, that was the hat I always pulled out because they're all close talkers.
Oh,
And you can
you
pitch
can-
that pitch
oh.
down. When somebody's talking to you, you just pitch it down, and it keeps all the spit off your face.
yeah, it gives you at least
because
4
everybody's
inches.
a close talker. You know,
Why are they what? Okay.
everybody's a close talker up there. They come up to you,
Really?
get right up in your face, and start talking to you.
Yeah, that's Bob.
So I just had the hat. I just like put that hat. That's their mouth right there.
Close talker shield.
That's when I started wearing my big Hoss hat. Was up in the Northeast.
Sneeze guard.
So,
All right. Well, next time I go to the Northeast, I'll bring that big Hoss hat I got with me. Spent $120 on that hat. Only wore it for one
man.
show.
You better wear it. Start
Yeah.
wearing it, man. So
yeah, you need it up in the north, like up in that area. Like once you get out east to like Connecticut, everybody gets close talking on you. So
Really? Okay. Good to know.
So you'll be up next. Next time we sit down with folks in the studio, I think we have next coming up on the show with us is the Cravens.
The Cravens?
Yeah, we had them scheduled for a while back, and some scheduling stuff came up, and they reached out and said, "Hey,
So we've rescheduled.
yeah, cool. They've got some, they've got some outside things, again that kind of conflict. So they just recently played at the Bamboo Room."
yeah,
So they did a little bit of shows down there too. So it'd be cool to get them in here, and I think the 3 of them, the 3 out of the 4 at least. So, but yeah, so that's coming up next guest on the show, and then a little bit further down in July, we got Fox Maple is coming back.
Oh, we're
She's
going
asked
to get
come
Fox Maple back.
So she's got some new music coming
She's got
out.
music
so she
out,
wants
yeah.
to promote some things and all that. I'm like, yeah, perfect. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we'll keep
Looking forward to have Fox back on.
Yeah, so she was a blast. We'll repeat this when she's on, but I'll say it now also is definitely a great way. It helps us, and she probably whether she realized it and did, I'm sure she is because she's super smart. isn't in tune with this, she put embedded within her website that episode
Oh, cool.
of the audio. So it's like our number 2 episode.
It auto plays every time someone goes to her website.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and,
That's
it
good.
counts as a click for us or
That's
whatever,
cool.
you know.
That's cool.
So it's like perfect. Yes.
Good job,
thank you,
Fox.
Good way to go.
Yeah.
I'll call her and make sure I try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
You're doing some cool stuff. So, yeah. And you're always welcome. If you want to pop in on a Tuesday night and just hang out and
Yeah, even if you're not a guest,
drink-
just
drink
come
all
hang
the
out.
awesome.
We
That'd
got
be
tons of
awesome.
whiskey,
Yeah.
as you can
thank
tell.
you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
you do Costco?
And go to Patrick T. O'Donnell online, music, Patrick T. O'Donnell. And it's all
Is
on
that
all this stuff.
PatrickTO'Donnell.com?
It's just Patrick T. O'Donnell. If you search it on
Search Patrick T. O'Donnell.
on streaming services.
And you got new music
Apple
out.
Music. I just released a song 2 days ago again. And so, yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait
Going
to
to be
hear it.
releasing a bunch of tunes. So,
All right. Pedal steel EDM music.
not yet. That's
No,
that's
that's
going to be
coming
another
out.
channel. I
Oh,
don't have a
okay.
name for that channel yet.
yeah.
That's not going to be under Patrick T. O'Donnell. It'll be something else. So, I got another channel we're coming up with too. I
Be
don't
the
know.
Pat Mouse.
I don't know what this other channel is going to be, but it's all rap songs I've written since like the late '80s.
What?
Yeah, it's all white boy rap shit.
Oh, no kidding.
I got a song called Fabuloso that's coming out.
See, you
There's a
better start-
cleaning
you-
company that may have
you
some
better
issues
start-
with that.
you
man.
better start
I'm
keeping
probably
up,
going to
man.
get that
He's
one
pumping it
pulled
out,
because
man.
it's like not favorable to Fabuloso. It's funny as shit. And I got another song called "I Got My Goose Down On." It's about being cold and wearing a goose jacket.
Yeah, those are good.
And I
Keep
got
you
another
warm.
song called "I'm Gonna Whoop Your Ass." It's another,
It could be the new theme song for WWA.
yeah. And then a couple other
Oh,
rap
MMA.
songs on there.
Sorry.
So
Yeah, Dana White, are you listening? We got a new song for the music track.
yeah, come on, Dana. That's right.
You could do the new the WBA song, "Stuck in Russia."
That's right.
Sorry, too soon.
That poor lady.
Too soon. That's been a while now.
That's been a while.
Yeah. All
That's-
right.
Hey, if we can talk about some things tonight, I'm sure we can talk about being stuck in Russia. Oh, too funny. So, well, all right, sir. We've come to the conclusion here.
Have we?
Yes, we have.
It's been it's time flies so quickly.
No, for sure. For sure. So,
We got a great guest. Thank
Yes,
you for
yes.
being here.
Thank
Tim.
you, Kevin.
yeah,
Totally rock, man.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Devin fell asleep on the applause button there.
Okay.
No, there it is.
Jeez.
Yeah, bring it. Bring that fake applause right in here. We don't care. We like it.
Well, very good. All right. So, this is another episode's in the books here. I am.
So click the like
Yeah.
button, ring the bell, allow the feed to let you watch our next episode. Just watch everything we got because some of this stuff is actually kind of
Yeah.
good.
this stupid helmet video is still getting traction.
Is it really?
I still get comments in my my notification.
So the most viral video that I've ever been involved in is me commenting about how I don't wear a motorcycle helmet
Okay.
because no one has ever showed me a study that, according to ABATE of Florida,
Uh-huh.
ABATE is the group of motorcycle enthusiasts who lobby to the state government on behalf of motorcyclists'
Helmet laws.
rights, right?
Yeah.
And according to them, there are no studies that indicate better survivability with or without a helmet.
You're going to get that preamp guy on it. Call him up.
Right?
Preamp guy.
Get the
We need
preamp guy.
studies. Brain buckets or not brain buckets.
Yeah, exactly. So I personally do not wear a helmet.
Yeah.
And the whole short on that, it's like nearly 200,000 views at this
bet.
point.
Well,
And
For and against, Kevin.
yeah, well, no, all pretty much against.
Yeah. pretty
Maybe
much, yeah.
out
I
of
was
those
being nice. I was being
180,000,
generous.
200,000, maybe like 3 people were like, yeah, this guy's got a point.
well, it all depends on whether, if you bash if you, God forbid, you crash and you survive and you didn't have a helmet on, you can be like, hey, fuck you, I didn't have a helmet. Or if you crash and you did have a helmet on and you died,
Well, I've lost a lot of brothers to motorcycle accidents.
Yeah.
And I would never minimize the trauma involved. But my point is that if I was involved in a high-speed motorcycle accident and my brain was perfectly protected, but my body was reduced to a painful nub, unusable, why would I want to live for the next 20 years like with a perfectly good brain and nothing but a pained up nub body?
That's one way to look at it.
Because we can turn you into RoboCop.
Yeah, well, I just watched a movie the other night, and it was like, we can preserve your brain data, choice A, B, or C, whatever movie that was. And you picked choice. It was a Korean sci-fi movie. That's actually pretty good.
Wow.
Imagine Robo Kevin has like you're still touring, playing musician, but you just instead of having to plug into gear, you just like plug into yourself.
Yeah, just my backline will be. It'll be the ultimate tour because they just have to ship my brain by FedEx, and then my backline will be like a good-looking robot body to plug my brain into.
Then there'll be like a hieroglyph guitar with a hieroglyph hand.
Yeah, it'll be all that. Be
So if
perfect.
you were just a floating head, you still wouldn't have to worry about those foot pedals.
Never have to worry about them.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
there you go.
Perfect. All right. Ready?
I suppose.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning into the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast. My name is Kevin McLoughlin, and this is
Paul Robertson. Thank you again, Tim, for coming on
Thank you,
here. So
Paul.
check out he's got a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of great music, and busy. You're going to maybe motivate this guy here.
I've been promising a new album for 18 months. I'm only halfway through, but I'm getting closer.
You're getting closer.
So you're halfway there. Whoa, you're living on a prayer.
Yeah.
And on that note,
How did you turn my efforts into a stupid Bon Jovi song? You're such a drummer. All right. Anyway.
cheers.
Cheers.
Yay.
Au revoir.